What's up, guys? It's Rick in here with Flip with Rick, and I'm doing my marketing session this morning. Zach is actually out on an appointment, so what better guy to talk on his channel than Rick? So, as the title, as you can see, I'm going to share a guru secret with you. And first of all, I don't consider myself a guru. I know just about every guru out there, and this is the secret that's not really being told to you. And this is the truth. You can accept it or not, but I'm just going to kind of lay it out there for you. So let's start out with number one. Do you ever wonder why so many gurus spend so much time online, like chasing your ass down? I mean, there's no other word for it. Who has that kind of time to sit there and play around like on the internet? I recently saw a post by a guru 7 times in one day. Guys, I just don't have that kind of time to do that because why? Because I'm actively in the real estate business, which means there's lots you have to do. No, it's not an 8 or 10 hour fill date. It means we're working on marketing. We're always working on deals and trying to find the highest and best use of profit. And my primary income comes from real estate investing. It's what I love. It's what I've done it for 15 years. I do a coaching mentoring program because it's what I love. And I love helping people out because I think there's such bad information out there in the market. So here's secret number one. Most gurus do not actively market in their business, meaning they market, but they market for you. They spend all their time running Facebook ads, doing Google ads, and everything. And I spend all my time marketing for prospective sellers. So that's why you don't see me as much online because I do this business. I've been doing it 15 years. The minute you switch over and gonna do like coaching full time, meaning that's what you do, you have to focus on it. And you have to juggle so many balls. So they actually wind up working more than a regular person. So they're trying to tell you on this fantasy lifestyle, hey, do this, you sit back on the beach. It's all bullshit. It's not how it works. What you really want to learn from someone is what they do in their business. So there is a lot of good coaches and mentors, I don't really call them gurus, that actually do their business and they share them. Those are the ones you want to work with. The ones that constantly promote, hey, do this latest Facebook ad or try this RVM or stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit deeper about that. That's the ones you have to avoid. So number one, most gurus do not actively market for motivated sellers. They actively market for students because you know why? Here's the other little secret. They make 2 to 5 times what they do in the guru business than what they do in the actual business. Actually, most of them run such a machine, all their effort is spent towards coaching and mentor, really just coaching guru. How do you know this? They start to have large staffs, they have multiple coaches, and they actually wind up scaling their coaching business. Here's the truth of the matter. Guys, and you can just look at the gold mining business. It is much, much, much easier to sell the shovel, the axe pick, and the map than actually teach you how to do real estate, than to actually do real estate. You'll also find most gurus, they were successful for like a year or two in an up market, and the minute they had a challenge, they went back to coaching and they stopped doing real estate. And it freaking drives me absolutely nuts. Everything I use in my business, everything I use with my students is actual programs. I've had personal success in my market, and not only in my market, in multiple markets across the country. And that's the difference of working with a guru and someone who actually spends a majority of their time like in their business. As much as everybody wants to tell you this business is completely hands-off, it doesn't work that way. You just can't set it and forget it. So tip number 2 is if your guru makes significantly more coaching than they actively do in their business, you're you're just going to be a number. You're nothing more than a sales on their sheet. I don't believe in that. I believe that they should form a relationship with you. They should be accessible to you, and they should use products within their business they've personally tested, and they're not sharing with the entire world. So tip number 3, the problem is if you use a large scale coaching model, meaning if there's multiple coaches, if you have hundreds of people on a coaching group line, man, you got the wrong one, because you're never going to get the personalized attention. Everybody is completely different. There is no one set way to do real estate. There's guidelines and there's principles, which I believe in, but everybody has a different financial destiny. And if you're on a limited budget, you need to work with somebody that can teach you how to do sweat equity, how to do bandit signs, how to door knock if that's what you have to do, how to cold call, how to do driving for dollars, all that stuff. The beauty is over 15 years, I've perfected almost every technique that I want to do. So what happens is once they have hundreds and most of them have thousands of students, here's the challenge, okay? Remember, I do coaching and mentoring because I actually enjoy it. I make 10 to 1 in real estate investing versus coaching. I do coaching because I feel it helps and I can give back, and it helps sharpen my own skills. I don't want 2,000 students because that's an entirely different business, and you can't, in my opinion, you can't really service the individual needs. Sorry, thought I had a delivery there. Never mind. So what happens is you have to set up a personal marketing plan. So give me an example. If one guy has a budget of $5,000 a month, honestly, I don't even have to give him a lot of guidance and basic rules. It's pretty much hard to screw up. You just need to learn how to negotiate and take down deals. Now take the guy that only has $500 a month. He better have a coach or a mentor that's completely dialed in. Those big programs, they can't give you that customization that you're going to need. You need a 90-day focused marketing program. In most instances, they're spending so much time teaching you the latest, greatest trick, and they sell it to everybody, and it winds up just being null and void after a while. So my next tip is, I talked about it earlier, when you get on a large-scale coaching program, they run out of information. And so what they do is they go out and they try to find people, and they'll buy their package. My handwritten postcard, my priority probates, everything. They buy it, they repackage and repurpose it and tell you it's the latest, greatest secret. My favorite is they have this new secret list. Complete bullshit. These lists have been out like forever. Or they try to tell you on list stacking. Listen, if you're doing list stacking, you have to have massive numbers to make it work. And if you're not at a scalable level in your real estate business, then most likely you're going to fail doing it. So what happens is they have to sell you the latest, greatest secret. Let me give you an example. RVM was smoking when it came out. We can't even use it in our state anymore because you get fined like a ridiculous number when you get caught, and you will get caught. It's like $20,000 per incident. RVM. Remember Mojo cold calling? Like I did it for a while. I'm going to let you a little secret. It's one of the worst methods to get deals. It's probably the most expensive, and B, let me ask you, what do you do when you get a cold call? You get pissed off, you get aggravated, and your clients think the same way. What else do we have? Oh, SMS blasting. We still use it in our business, but it's diminishing to the point where it eventually is going to be rendered useless, in my opinion. So what happens is all the gurus keep telling you on the latest, greatest thing. I have the latest, greatest software that's going to automate. Listen, people aren't freaking stupid anymore, man. They know when you're mass marketing them. They know all this crap. And what happens is when you have hundreds of thousands of investors like us doing all the exact same thing, it ruins it. So here's my last tip on real estate gurus is, if they constantly have to teach you the latest, greatest thing, and you're running on this rat race, kind of like a hamster wheel, you're screwed, because you're constantly going to have to over-educate yourself You're going to have to test. You're going to depend on them for the rest of your life. You're never going to be free to do what you need to do in your business. What happens? The last tip, it leads to saturation. Anything that you're going to a seminar that has 75 or 100 people in a room and they're teaching it to you, you better implement it fast, because it's going to get oversaturated. The sellers become numb to it. And number three, it's going to wind up being legislated out because the government's going to try to protect the people, and you're screwed. So what I'm telling you is, you're better off getting a firm foundation on how to do real estate investing and how to deal with people. The beauty of this business is there's no way to fully automate it. We are dealing with people. You are actually in the people business. You're not in the real estate business. You need to learn as much as you can about real estate. And then that's the secret. See, there is no latest, greatest trick. If you sign up for that, I promise you in 6 to 12 months, it won't work anymore. So what's the point if it's not going to work anymore? You can run with it if you want, but it gets exhausting. These things take hundreds of hours, tens of thousands of dollars to implement. And if it doesn't work, you eventually get caught, and you do a marketing cycle where you don't make any more money. So here's what you need to do. You need to find someone that will give you an exclusive program, and they don't have 5,000 students, and you don't want to be on a coaching call with 100 people on it, because guess what? I sold all my products individually. I sold products for $97 that made people hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I don't regret doing it because it worked. Hindsight's 20/20. You learn from your mistakes. Now when I create products, I keep them to myself, and I work with a select group of students, and I teach them how to masterfully input it and how to master their market on it. And guess what? It works. I'm not going to say for a lifetime, but you'll get at least a 10-year run out of it. So when you buy these, like, I'm going to teach you RVM, I'm going to teach you SMS, I'm going to teach you Mojo, I'm going to teach you how to run with Facebook ads, it's going to be short-lived. And what's the point of getting in this business if you can't do it? You need to get the fundamentals of real estate investing, because most of the people teaching you right now, A, they make most of the money off selling the picks and shovels, and B, they're in it for themselves. They're not in it for you. You want to be successful, you have to get ideas and products that are not shared with the world. That's the secret. When you have something really, really good, like, the reality is you don't go out and put it on the internet, and that is the truth. So most of the coaches right now have never been through a rough market, and they're in for a rude awakening. So my last tip, which I think I give you 5 tips here, and this is kind of off the cuff, is find a guru who's been in the business at least through multiple market cycles, a minimum 10 to 12 years, because what happens when the market shifts over, they all go out of business. You know why? Because the coaching money dries up. I don't. So listen, if you guys want to work with a program that's exclusive, it's a small private group. I don't put a ton of people into it because I'm not set up for that. I'm not a scaling guy, and you guys know it. I believe you work hard, you play hard, you have fun, but why drive yourself nuts? Have the pleasure of working out of your home, spending more time with your family. The root of why I got into real estate investing is to free myself from the corporate chain. So I work when I want. So I'll get up in the morning and put in my time and do everything. Some weeks are really hard, and some weeks I take off and go fishing. You guys know my son that just turned 20. He's still in college, and he pretty much runs my business. My wife Michelle works in the business. We are a family-run operation, and to me, it's the best, most fulfilling way to do it. So listen, you should get some sort of mentor if you want to accelerate your growth. So find one. But number 2, go through the 5 tips I just gave you, and make sure you're working with someone that you're not on this ridiculous hamster wheel, because it's going to blow up in your face. So I hope these 5 tips help you. This is kind of an off-the-cuff post, and I hope it helps you out. So just be careful when you get into these masterminds and these groups, because everything's for sale. So go out there, get some deals, drive around, get some addresses. Guys, don't overcomplicate this business, and connect with me on Facebook and YouTube. I'll talk to you soon.